I actually loved the Japanese food. Like I honestly, before my mission, my favorite food is probably Italian, but I love Japanese food. And I would honestly say to most any like Americans that I really do sincerely, not just because it's my mission, but it really would be one of your favorite foods. Um, Japan's one of the only Asian countries that doesn't have spicy food. And I wish I'd have known that going in because I was really nervous. I can't handle spicy food very well. Korea is very spicy, like, or China or Taiwan or Thailand or Laos is very spicy. But in Japan, it's not. It's really mild and really easy for our palate. It's kind of very similar to our food. I remember thinking I'm gonna have so much fish. I had fish once my whole mission actually. I had sushi a lot. That was awesome. It was really good. But like actual fish, just fish, like never. I had just a ton of amazing meat on rice or really unreal noodles like ramen or somen, and just so good. Ramen is it literally is night and day. The ramen we have here in America is so gross. It's like compared to Japanese ramen, because Japanese ramen is amazing. It's so good. And I loved the food. Just like deep fried breaded pork loin with this amazing sauce on top of it called tonkatsu. Or they'd have the best meat restaurants. I think it's actually kind of based off more Korean barbecue, but at your own table, you'd have an open kind of fire grill with I guess a metal netting over the top, and you would cook your own meat, all you can eat, for like $12 or 20, like sometimes nicer end or more $20, but all you can eat meat, and there's all you can eat ice cream and unlimited refills, which is you take for granted in America. Most all restaurants don't allow refills in Japan. A lot of places refills. So those all you can eat places, you like treasure it. It's way awesome. I loved the sushi. So good. You definitely have some interesting options when you go there sometimes, though. The elders want to challenge you to eat like ground up sea urchin or ground up seahorse and all these things that you're not super excited, but it's kind of fun to try them. And then there is, I had squid a lot, and I actually liked it. But I kind of liked that texture. It was kind of interesting at first for sure, the texture, but it's not that bad. It was really good. I think a lot of people kind of are not super excited for that, but the one I didn't know about was fermented soybean. It's called natto over there, and even about half the population in Japan, I feel like, they're not big fans of it either, because they don't really like it smells, I'll say, very interesting, has a very interesting smell. And the taste, I was not a big fan. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stomach it very well. But I had to try it. But I tried it, and it was hard to eat. It's funny. Some elders loved it. Some missionaries, elders and sisters loved it. They really wanted to kind of be one with the Japanese culture and try eating it almost every morning. And when they did, in my apartment, I'd have to just like go eat somewhere else because the smell was so strong. But it was very interesting. Natto is very interesting food. As well as 7-Eleven in Japan is huge. Like people go there every day. Like sometimes like their food just very popular. They have really good food there, and that's where they have Wi-Fi, and so people go there all the time. And so when we would go, there were also these snacks that was like these dried, sour, bitter plums, but they love them. And those ones as well were like hard to taste, very, very bitter, like very sour. And I guess bitter is more of a better word than sour, but they love them. And it's definitely something that I had to get used to, and it's like some elders and sisters had to get used to. But yeah, so those are some interesting ones for sure. But I loved the food. I miss it so much every day. I wish I could have it every day. It's so good. So